to another exciting edition of The Harvest with me, Carmel Fisher. Today we spotlight Emperor Metals Inc. on OTC markets as EMAUF, as well as on the CSE with the ticker AUOZ. With me today is founder, former CEO, current corporate development director, Alex Horsley. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Excited to jump into some insights from Emperor Metals today. As an overview, please tell us what the main mission is and elaborate quite specifically on your flagship Duquesne West Gold project, clarifying how this is set apart in the junior mining sector.
Yeah, great question. So our Duquesne West project is our flagship, and people are always talking about location, location, location. Well, we happen to be in the southern Abitibi of Quebec, in the heart of this district, surrounded by 15 gold producing mines, an area that's produced 200 million ounces of gold. So our Duquesne West Gold Project has a historical resource of 727,000 ounces of gold. And what's really crucial is that it's very high grade with an average of 5.42 grams of gold per ton and a robust average thickness of 5.7 meters. So our mission is to grow this resource as quickly, cost efficiently, and strategically, fast as possible. Our resource was based on a 3-gram cutoff, grade in a 2.5 meter thickness. And it was also based on 960 USD gold back when that historical report was done in 2011. So I think what is really exciting is that since 2011, gold is up 150%. And we are actually planning to have a updated mineral resource estimate out by Q1 2025, which we are planning to significantly lower that cutoff grade of 3 grams, potentially to 2, because it should open up a whole bunch of resources at lower grades that are potentially mineable in the future. So we're quite excited to have this unique opportunity, in the most prolific and productive gold mining camp in Canada. It's a special opportunity.
Sounds exciting indeed. Now, you touched on some exploration strategies, but how does the historical data from this Duquesne West property inform, the exploration strategies for the future in more detail, please?
Well, I mean, when we were first evaluating the project, it was something at over 100,000 meters drilled. There was a 2D polygonal method model that we were evaluating, and we were able to take those data sets, plug it into AI machine learning software that John uses through Geological Map Tech. We were able to come up with a 3D model quite quickly, and it helped clearly show that there was obvious plunge lines and areas to expand the resource. So it gave us a lot of data, and we were able to put a good foot forward quickly, with successfully drilling the project in 2023. What was, I think, the biggest achievement last year was finding a conceptual open pit model, because historically previous operators were focused on high grade underground models, similar to most of the projects in the region. But in the last 20 years, we've seen open pit mines go online. And in our case, we started to hit grades and thicknesses within 400 meters that suggested there may be an open pit. So we came up with an open pit concept. This year, we're aggressively drilling into it and also assaying some historical core in there as well. So, anytime you've got $25 to $30 million of historical work done on a project, that's a big advantage.
Speaking of the recent high-grade gold intercepts, are you able to elaborate on the significance of this at the Duquesne West Gold Project?
Yeah, last year we had some notable, really good high-grade thick intercepts, like 10.8 meters of 15.8 grams of gold per ton, 11.7 meters of 5.63 grams, or 10.6 meters of nearly 4 grams. So we were able to expand historical zones and hit some new ones, which is very encouraging. Really, there's no shortage of drill targets on this project.
You mentioned some key developments coming in Q1 of 2025. What other key milestones should investors be looking out for and be looking forward to in the next, say, 12 to 18 months?
Yeah, so in the next 12 to 18 months, we're going to have, well, for this fall at least, there's going to be 8,000 meters of our own drilling assays and 8,000 meters of historical core that'll be assayed from about 25,000 meters that we've identified in the conceptual open pit. We're going to take that data and the drilling data from our drilling campaign last year and the historical results, and we're going to put it into a updated mineral resource estimate, which will be done by a third party, and we're expecting that to be released in Q1 2025. In mining, people always want to get to that million ounce mark or greater. We are excited because of the success we've had on the drill bit, but moving the cutoff grade from 3 grams to 2 grams, we feel will have a significant impact on updating and building upon that historical mineral resource estimate. So I think it could be transformative, and it's a very meaningful catalyst to look out for, especially given our current market cap compared to our peers.
Awesome. Now, looking at the project pipeline beyond the Duquesne West project, how will that support the company's long-term growth strategy?
I mean, our goal is to take this company to production and become a major one day. And a lot of those majors that were built off the back of a near-term gold production project. So what we're doing is evaluating lots of gold projects, primarily in Quebec and Ontario, that are, we feel, is as good or better than the one we have. And we are looking at some near-term gold production opportunities. So it could be a case where 1 + 1 = 3. There's a number of companies that have ongoing dialogue that certainly at the right market cap, considering potential dilution, that in the future it's possible that we merge with some companies or acquire meaningful gold projects. The main objective is to make our shareholders money, so we are evaluating many potential accretive opportunities.
You mentioned earlier in the interview that location, of course, is paramount to the success of a company of your caliber. What are the specific advantages of operating in the established mining jurisdiction of Quebec?
Yeah, I mean, Quebec is pro-mining. It's probably the best place, one of the best places in the world to mine. Being in the Southern Abitibi, in this district, this is probably the best place to mine and find gold in the world. And when you're surrounded by the head frames of 15 gold producing assets, and all of them are utilizing the roads, the power, the water, the railways, the drillers that come to a project, they can drill, they can go get Tim Hortons in the morning and their breakfast sandwich, drive home at night to have dinner with their family. We are drilling last year at least at 250 Canadian per meter. So it's very cost efficient to drill and develop this resource compared to other companies that are remote areas. So really, I mean, it's a tier 1 of tier 1 locations to explore and mine for gold. And it's because of the infrastructure, the politics. There's tax incentives by the Quebec government for exploration of mining companies. Couldn't be in a better place, in my opinion.
Now, technology is, of course, a big and critical part of mining. How does Emperor Metals leverage advanced exploration technologies to enhance its drilling programs?
I think the most obvious thing is the fact that John Florek, our CEO, has a lot of experience. So in 2016, he became I believe, the chief geologist for Detour Lake. And it was a time where gold was at 1,100 and they were producing an ounce of gold for like 1,000. he went there, built the team, specifically built a grade control model with the help of AI and machine learning, and was able to increase the profits or revenue by $300 million per year for life of mine. And eventually, Detour was bought up by Kirkland Lake, and Agnico Eagle bought them out for $11 billion. And a big reason was the Detour Lake mine. So John has firsthand experience with significantly increasing the profitability of a mine using technologies. He's applied the use of those technologies specifically for creating the models and helping guide what has been very successful drilling by Emperor on the Duquesne West Gold Project. So any technology, helps us advance this thing cost efficiently or saving time. We'll look into it.
Wonderful. Now, apart from you and, of course, Mr. John Florek, what else sets Emperor Metals apart from other junior gold exploration companies in the market?
I mean, if you look at my entire team of technical people, there's been 7 buyouts that's led to greater than 12 billion Canadian in exits, notably Kaminak, Corriente, and Kirkland Lake. So we have an exceptional technical team. And I think that, as gold juniors go as a group, the project we have is very high grade, robust average thickness, significant starting historical resource with, we'll say significant blue sky potential for resource expansion. We're very excited to move this project along, and given we're in the district I keep talking about, the location can be better. There are mines that need mill feed, and we'll need more mill feed as the years go on. So we just want to build this resource as quickly as possible.
So integrating ESG principles into mining operations is becoming increasingly crucial for sustainable development and maintaining stakeholder trust, of course, alongside profitability. How does Emperor Metals address ESG considerations in its exploration activities?
Yeah, we've had no problems at all. We're in the best area for that. We've engaged with the local community. And the nice thing is that if one of the producers surrounding us eventually acquire Emperor Metals for this project or others, whoever acquires Duquesne West Gold Project, if it does go in production, most likely will truck ore to an existing mill complex and facility, which will not only save them an enormous amount of money and make us an even more attractive target of potentially shovel-ready projects, is that that's going to have a much lower environmental impact. So from an ESG perspective, Emperor is in a really good position, and it looks very positive.
Wonderful. Is there potential to expand beyond the known resources at Duquesne West?
I mean, I got to be pretty careful of what we think internally. I'll say that we're very excited to grow the open pit model, and we see great potential for the underground model to grow as well. There are other projects along this Porcupine Desert Fault or others in this region where resources are for Archean gold lode deposits like ours. The mineralization going down 3 kilometers in cases, the thicknesses and grades are actually increasing at depth. So there's all sorts of potential. We wouldn't have taken on this project as the operator if we didn't think it had checked all boxes to potentially become a mine one day and lead to a lucrative exit. So yes, we think there's significant blue sky potential for building the resource footprint.
Obviously, all things considered in terms of privacy and stating what you're able to, but are there any steps that you're taking already to realize the potential?
Well, we do have 16,000 meters of drilling assays coming this fall, and the updated mineral resource estimate, which could be transformative. our goal is to get our market cap much higher based on success and putting our dollars to, accretive events such as growing the resource through drilling and models, reports. So our objective is to drill, hopefully 100,000 meters, one of these years and just grow this resource really, really quickly, get lots of drill rigs going, hopefully minimum 25,000 to 35,000 meters next year. But I think all the juniors are waiting for the trickle down effect and money to come back in this sector. Certainly, we've seen the producers are reacting to the gold price, and we're very cognizant of dilution. We're here to make our shareholders as much money as possible, so we're being strategic in the amount of money we're raising to meet certain objectives and try to do everything as accretive as possible.
So then there's always the aspect of, investor sentiment, geopolitical stability, currency values, and all those other macroeconomic environments and topics related to that. How does, let's say, particularly gold prices impact Emperor's strategies and operations?
Back in 2022, I entered a 6-month negotiation to acquire this project. And then we finally realized a fair price. And I was very adamant to get this deal done because I'm a gold bug for 20 years, have been looking at the chart, reading sentiment, listening to investors, my peers. And I felt like gold was going to break out, specifically because of the implications of money printing and seeing central banks hoarding gold. It was pretty obvious that the writing was on the wall. We acquired the project, got finance, and gold has gone up about 650 USD per ounce since that time. So, that has had a huge impact. That's a big win for Emperor to acquire this project, which I feel is going to be an absolute steal one day. And we're in an environment where gold producers are now at close to 52-week highs. Some of them are seeing record profits. We're seeing some M&A happen with, Osisko and a number of other companies recently. So as M&A increases, these producers are making more money. They're going to be looking for shovel-ready projects. And if you think about how undercapitalized junior mining has been, there have been far fewer discoveries and even fewer shovel-ready projects. So because of our grade, because of our thickness, the location, and the significant blue sky potential, the environment has created an opportunity where Emperor is pushing this project forward at the right time, I feel, the perfect time, before what could be another boom cycle in precious metals and mining. So the stars could be really aligning for potentially a very big win, especially for early investors.
Now, capital allocation is almost always like walking a tightrope in this industry. How do you balance, the exploration activities with maintaining a strong financial position?
Yeah, we got about 4 million in working capital to get through this 16,000 meters of assays, starting likely in September. Our next option payment, January 20th, and most importantly, the updated Emperor Metals branded mineral resource estimate by the end of Q1 2025. So we are in a position of strength to achieve those catalysts that could have a significant impact on our future. So we're looking good at this point.
Great. Can you speak to any partnerships or collaborations that you're pursuing to advance the projects more effectively?
We have ongoing dialogue with about half the gold producers in the region. Obviously, Robert McEwen took a position as our largest shareholder, and he's got McEwen Mining with 2 producing assets west of us. We have, as I said, ongoing dialogue with a number of people in the area. We'll consider all possibilities if we feel they are creative for our shareholders.
Now, how do you transition from exploration to development as the projects advance? Can you talk us through that?
Oh, we just need to drill 150,000 meters over the next 3 to 4 years and produce a preliminary economic assessment report or a more advanced study and get to the point where a major can either do their internal study or see that report and, either they take us out or we're at the right market cap and can raise X amount of dollars to develop it and build a mine. The nice thing is that if we prove up enough mineable gold, we could probably sign a toll processing agreement with a mill in the area and take this in production by trucking ore to one of those existing mills and saving an enormous amount of money. So there's lots of different potential paths, and we'll consider all of them.
What are the key factors that you believe will drive Emperor Metals' valuation in the coming years?
Good question. The 16,000 meters of assays this fall, the updated MRE in Q1. We're waiting for the trickle down effect to come down to the juniors, which, considering what the producers are doing right now, they're close to 52-week highs and very profitable. I think that's forthcoming. Once we get into a boom cycle for the juniors, I think that is going to be an absolute game changer. Our focus is just to build this resource as cost efficiently and strategically as we can. And I think at some point when the resource gets big enough that, it'll take notice to surrounding gold producers that want to continue producing gold in this region, specifically Agnico Eagle, who surrounds us.
There appears to be a growing demand for gold as a safe haven asset. How is Emperor Metals positioned to capitalize on this?
Well, the company was birthed, I'm the founder of Emperor Metals and I wanted to focus on gold because I'm not a crypto guy. I like assets that I can hold in my hand, a piece of artwork on the wall or gold or silver in a safe. We position in gold because we saw what central banks were doing. We saw the enormous amount of money printing. We live mining. We're gold bugs, and we know the boom and bust cycles. We thought gold was going higher, and it's up very significantly since the acquisition and becoming the operator of Duquesne West Gold Project. So we're positioned better than, in my opinion, 95% of other gold juniors because of the location, the grade, the thickness, and the exploration upside led by one of the best exploration teams in the business.
Sounds good. Any plans to expand beyond Emperor's current portfolio through acquisitions or new property stakes?
Yeah, so as I said earlier, we have evaluated some near-term gold production projects or projects that we feel are as good or better in terms of potential of our current flagship. And some things, maybe near term, maybe others are in the future. We have to make sure that when we consider a merger or acquisition, that our market cap and dilution is going to be good for the company. We want any scenario, we want to be 1 + 1 = 3 or greater. So we're working really hard evaluating a whole bunch of different opportunities, and we want to make sure that we do them at the right time. As I said, the primary goal is to make shareholders money and try to move this company towards either becoming a significant gold producer or a company that will be bought out at some point.
Wonderful. I think you just touched on your vision for Emperor Metals in the next 5 to 10 years. If there's anything else that you want to add to that, specifically naming 3 key takeaways our audience should walk away with from this conversation, I think now would be a fantastic time.
Just hard work. I mean, we've got the right team with the right track record pushing this thing forward. Certainly, we've attracted investments by the likes of Rob McEwen, who's a Canadian Hall of mining investor and entrepreneur. There's a number of very notable shareholders on top of him who've taken positions. The right people are looking at us. We've had a lot of conversations with analysts, investment bankers, and brokers, and gold producers. So we're talking to all the right people, and through hard work, we're just going to continue to push Emperor Metals forward and build this deposit as quickly and cost efficiently as possible, with considering mitigating dilution to our shareholders. And we will continue to evaluate what we think are potentially very accretive opportunities. It's a simple story. Emperor Metals is a company run by the right people with good intentions that know how to manage a budget, that are successfully building the resource footprint proven by what we did in 2023. Year over year, we're adding 40% more assays, to the world. We are thrilled to be producing our own mineral resource estimate coming in Q1. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing, and I'll listen to my peers, and they've been extremely successful in this business, and in cases have created wealth, specifically for those early investors. So with all the major catalysts forthcoming over the next 9 months, I would encourage investors to do their due diligence and look at everything. Go to our website, emperormetals.com, and review everything. I bought 1.6 million shares, I think, since this company's been public. So certainly I believe everything I'm telling you guys, and there's risk involved in junior mining, but if you pick the right one, it can change your life. And obviously I think that's the opportunity we have here. So thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you. This is Mining News Wire with Emperor Metals, a melting pot of all the right fundamentals. You can find them on OTC markets, EMAUF, or CSE, AUOZ. I have been speaking with Alex Horsley. Thank you so much, Alex. A great conversation. Stay tuned for more.
Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you.
That's it for The Harvest, available anywhere you find podcasts. Stay tuned for more.